remember last week when we opened and I was bitching about everyone listening? I was bitching about the listeners. Well, I don't think they've been listening because they haven't learned. Didn't I say last week, please back me up here, Ripley, you didn't disappear, did you?
No, I'm still here. Hi.
All right, good. You're a bit loud. But last week, didn't I say that, like, facts and jokes, like, they don't need to always coexist together and shit? Like, you can twist the truth a little bit in a joke. Didn't I say that last week?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you did.
Yeah, pretty sure I did. Yesterday, I tweeted a stupid joke that's not even funny. Princess Diana had information that would have led to the impeachment of Bill Clinton. 2 Americans have come forward with information that's retarded. Hate to break it to you, but he was impeached. He just wasn't removed from office, says Akiri. Now, I'm not allowed to rip on Akiri because she's one of our highest paying... She is our highest paying Patreon, so I can't really rip on her. I'm going to direct all of my anger at Gentleman Wolfpig, who said, but he was... this is my impression of him. But he was impeached, second president to have been. I was like, you can't you just fucking click like and just move on? Why can't you just go, yeah, that's a joke. He's not being the History Channel. He doesn't need to be perfectly correct in everything. Hello everyone. Hello Scribblefix. Hello MsPerfectParadox and Hybrid. Thank you for coming along. I haven't even gotten anything written down today. It's just gonna be whinging and whining. Hello everyone, welcome to the ShockMouths podcast, episode number 32, the only podcast that has had more chances than a cat has lives. I'm joined as always by the voice of God himself, Ripley.
Hello.
Hello, how are we? Alright. Did you see the new Star Wars trailer this week?
I did. I've got one thing to tell you. I'm not sure whether it's me. But the audio is not coming through on the live stream, and I'm not sure whether that's just me. It might just be me.
I think that's just you.
Okay.
I think that's just you. All my levels are fine and perfect. Okay. I don't think... Yeah, it's coming through for me. Anyway.
Alright, sorry, I just didn't want to have a whole episode with the audio on.
I think the chat would have let us know by now. Yeah. Although I have done that one time. Remember, like, it was like episode 2 or 3. I think it might have been 3. I was there for 2 minutes just going, blah, 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 and then that may as well have been what I was saying because no one could hear shit. So
anyway, as you were saying, I haven't seen the new trailer yet because I'd like to avoid spoilers.
Oh, well, tough fucking shit because we're going to go through the trailer.
Okay.
Not right now, though, because that was the first thing I had written in my notes. As you know, I write notes for this thing, and the first thing I'd written was, oh yeah, Star Wars trailer came out, bought my tickets, yada yada. Then, a day later, I came across spoiler images, and I got pissed off. Because I didn't plan on it, obviously. I don't go looking for this shit. It turned up in my Twitter feed, because Twitter does this wonderful thing, where if you're not following someone... You just have to be following someone else who's following that person, and they'll put the tweets in your timeline. And the tweet basically said, saved you $20, here's the images or some shit, blah, blah, blah. Say it's going to look like trash. I didn't read the tweet, I just saw images. I'm like, oh, this looks like interesting fan art. And clicked on it. I'm like, and it's zooming in. I'm like, that character. Cool, that's a very cool piece of fan art. Scrolled across it, I'm like, wait, this isn't a drawing. These are these are a few characters, 2, 1, I don't know. I'm not confirming or denying how many characters are in this shot. And I'm like, oh, this is clearly the 3rd act of Rise of Skywalker. And then I kind of spurged out on Twitter about it. Because I fucking hate that shit. You're a psychotic if you go and deliberately leak this shit. Like, if I had the Super Bowl results for the next 10 years, I wouldn't go beaming that into the images of football fans because I have empathy of some sort. And without empathy, you're psychotic. So fuck you. And I was very disappointed in the person that it turned up on my timeline because someone clicked like on it. Now they didn't deliberately retweet it into my feed, so I give them the benefit of the doubt about that. If they'd retweeted it, yeah, I'll fucking kill this person. I would hunt them down and curb stomp on their balls so hard it would go up into their body and break their spine.
That's very King's Cross of you.
It is very, yeah. It's just Sydney for you. I've been here for too long. That's what we do. That's how we sort our shit out. I don't believe in doxing, but I would have found this person where they live, and I wouldn't have shared it because I think that's the line over the dox. But I just would have then gone to their house and just fucking done that.
One thing I want to ask you is, how do you know that these leaks are real and they're not like the end credit Spider-Man scene in Age of Ultron, where everybody thought that was real and it was fake?
Well, it's not it definitely isn't like an end credit scene sort of thing. I won't say what it is.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, how do you know that they're not just like really well done fakes? Because
it wasn't fake. It was real. It was real.
This movie is like the most anticipated movie of like the year, like the decade.
Someone couldn't have created this. Someone couldn't have created it. It was real. But there is reportedly like 6 different endings, and it would kind of make sense if they deliberately leaked this to distract people and make them think that, oh, that's where it's going. Oh, it's going to suck. And then the Star Wars trolls will go off and complain about that. But there's like, haha, it's actually this. This is the real ending. It's not that one that you were looking at. Because the amount of security that these places would have. I know the places here in Sydney that like distribute films and stuff. You've got to check in your phone. You can't have a phone on you. You have to go through a metal detector to make sure that you don't have anything on you, like a USB and stuff like that. The images I saw were definitely taken on like a phone. So it sounds kind of deliberate. Rawman's in the chat. It is good to fucking see Rawman again. How many episodes has it been since we've seen him?
Since we moved to Twitch.
So like 10 episodes ago. Oh, damn. Alright, let's bring in Perfect Paradox because I'm already out of steam.
You know what? It was probably the leaking of that Star Wars screenshots were probably just another thing to distract from the fact that Jeffrey Epstein was murdered.
He was, wasn't he? I forgot all about that. The Peter King was murdered. Hello, MsPerfectParadox. How are you? What do you have to whinge about?
Hi. Hi.
Who was that laughing?
How you doing?
Hey, good. I'm good.
I had to turn you off.
Oh, that was me laughing. Oh, okay.
That was you laughing.
Oh.
That was your ridiculous laughter.
Oh, I thought it sounded dumb. Like, who has she got over at her house?
Yeah, it's good to see Ramen. It's good to see everybody in the chat. I mean, we got Sarah, we got Hybrid, we got Ramen, we got everybody.
What's been happening? What have you got to whinge about? What are you going to complain about?
What do I got to whinge about? Okay, yeah. So what I've got to whinge about are dating apps.
Oh, have you been having problem with dating?
Yes. So dating apps are miserable, and anybody and everybody who uses them are sadomasochists who need to get a fucking life.
So what are you doing on them?
I need to get a fucking life.
What happened? What happened with your bad date or dates?
Oh my God. Okay. So imagine if you basically took like a clone of yourself, right?
Of you.
And basically took every single aspect that you could imagine that would possibly irk people.
Yeah.
And have it sit down for dinner with you and have dinner with you.
And it has a penis.
And it has a penis.
Or a vagina if you have a penis. Or if you're gay or lesbian, just whatever you have.
or if you're they, it's them that has.
I don't know. Yeah. How do these work? How do these work? What do they have? Venitals?
Themicles, yes.
Themitals.
Keep your themicles to yourself.
Jesus. So
yeah,
you don't like yourself.
Yeah, so I endured an hour of torture of having dinner with myself, and I got to tell you, it was not a pleasant experience.
It would be all right for Kanye West, though. He would love to go on a date with himself. He'd be like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure he would.
I'm the greatest lover of all time.
I love myself, even though I can never seem to release an album.
Oh yeah,
I was reading a headline from the Daily Mail, so I'm not sure how accurate it was. But apparently, he asked the people working on his new album to not have premarital sex during the production of the album.
Why? Are
I
they
don't know.
getting
It-
physically exhausted?
No, the whole album is like a religious album, and he's gone like fully
Oh.
religious, and he's like called rap music the devil.
How do you ejaculate inside Kim
I
Kardashian
think
and
he's
become religious?
physically exhausted.
Like, did he open her vagina and see Jesus' face, and he's like, "I have seen the Lord, I've seen the light, Jesus." Sorry.
I think he was already religious, but like he's just become more involved. I don't know how
He's
religion
having
works.
he's bipolar and he's having a manic episode. So every time he has a manic episode, he
Mm.
works on his album. And so then whenever he has a depression episode, he stops working on it, and so then it doesn't get released, and then he gets into a manic episode,
And then
he works on it, and then he doesn't.
he needs to seek help,
But
possibly
it's not
medication.
It's not his illness; it's a superpower. It's his superpower.
Rawman said in the chat, when ShockMouths talked in a Kanye voice, I was like, okay, 100%, he finna drop an M-word. Is that how Rawman sounds? I can't remember.
That RAWMAN impression sound like the South Park version of Steve Irwin.
I'm about to drop the N-word. No, we've already been through this. It's going to cost $10,000. If Mr. Beast, you're there, you drop $10,000, I'll say it. I won't even call my friends anymore. Just 10,000 US dollars, please.
What I think is even funnier is that you think that he's actually ever going to watch this, where he's going to see you saying, for $10,000, I'll drop the N-word.
What's that? He won't see it.
He won't. Yeah, he won't see this where you're gonna say for $10,000.
But he's like he's YouTube Jesus, okay? He's like in tune with like the cyber webs and shit, and he'll detect it, and then he'll coming like Superman. My God, could you imagine Superman when he comes? That would be some powerful shit.
I was not expecting that.
That's the thing. That's the thing. You never know what the fuck is gonna come out of my mouth. I might say the N-word. I might not. I might talk about Superman jizz. I definitely will. That's. There isn't water in this cup. Oh, I was on. Speaking of random shit, I was on Fraser's podcast. You're Dead to Me Again this week, and he tried to make me pretend I was a pedophile. And he tried to get out of me how I'd react if I got caught. I'm like, I don't know.
Why? What?
That was well on his podcast. Like, he puts out social situations that you've got to like say how you'd respond. And his social situation for me was like, if you were a pedo and you went to meet a kid and turned out to be like a YouTuber that hunts pedos, how would you react? I'm like, I don't know, because I can't fucking see myself in that situation.
See, when I read the tweet, because I haven't been able to listen to the podcast yet, but when I read the tweet of you advertising the podcast,
Yeah.
I expected you to be the pedophile hunter, not the pedophile.
Why?
He Chris Hansen'd you.
He did. He's like, oh, congratulations, you've passed the test or some shit. I'm like,
Yeah, he Chris Hansen'd you.
wouldn't you be worried though if you ask someone that and then they're straight away like, oh, you just I don't know, molest them or something? Like, you'd be like, oh my God, this guy's a pedophile.
No, see, the correct answer is you don't say anything and you ask for an attorney.
Yeah, I was gonna say, ask for a lawyer.
You just go,
You ask
"I'm not
for,
doing
yeah,
that podcast anymore."
that's it. You don't say nothing. You just ask for an attorney. That's all you do.
I want my lawyer.
I want my
You
lawyer.
just-
You can't
you
prove
just
shit.
you just find the ringleader of the pedophiles, and then you get him murdered. So then all your secrets die with him.
Yes, that's what I should have said.
Yeah.
That's what I should have said. Ripley, wait a minute. Are you a pedophile?
No.
A pedo on wheels? Is that the first of its kind?
You never saw him coming.
You never heard him coming. 'Cause it's a silent electric motor. And then the
I'm
kid
never
runs up.
gonna-
The kid runs up some steps. Oh shit!
I'm never gonna. I'm never gonna have a career ever.
Yeah, that's what I said last week. After the episode last week, I'm like, I'm done. I can never get hired. So I think that's a good thing for
Yeah,
this
it's not my
podcast, at
fault.
least. And it's not your fault. You can back out anytime you want. You're allowed to
This
back
gotta
out.
work now. This cause this is my only chance at making money now, because you've just ruined that for me.
Doesn't the government have incentives or something to hire disabled pedos?
Yeah, but that means that I've got to go stack boxes on shelves. And
How are you gonna
really don't
stack-
wanna do that.
Wait. How are you gonna stack boxes?
I don't know.
Okay.
Never really made sense to me.
Oh, that doesn't make. Wait, you're being for real?
Yeah.
You got to stack boxes? I see you, Perfect Paradox, in the chat saying I might private this. I'm not. I'm not privating it at all. I'm just unlisting it.
No, this is what we do now.
I'm just
we just do
unlisting it.
I'm still fucking sick.
Yeah,
Oh.
he who never fucking gets over a cold.
Oh, I forgot to open with our regular segment, How I Fucked Up. Now,
I thought we closed with that segment.
no, I thought we opened with it. Anyway, who gives a shit? So,
How did you fuck up this week?
I didn't fuck up in this plane of existence. I fucked up on a different plane of existence, okay? It kind of ties into the podcast in a way, right? So I had a dream last night, right? Where I accidentally cut my dick. In the dream, right? I'm taking a piss and I realized that I'd cut my dick near the piss hole. And as the dream progressed, the dick split apart like how you'd cut I don't know, a cucumber, and it slowly starts coming apart. I'm like, oh my god, no, I have to go to the hospital. No. And then I fucked up going to the hospital. And my dick is now basically 2. And the muscle, I don't know how the anatomy of a dick works, but there was a little tiny hand or fist or something that would push out or some shit. But I couldn't get to the hospital. And I remember thinking in the dream, wow, I can't believe how bad I fucked up. I'm going to have to talk about this on the podcast. And then I woke up with my dick still intact. And I'm like, oh, good. Good, I still have a penis.
Are you feeling like your masculinity is being threatened?
That's what I was wondering. What does that dream mean?
Well,
That your
doesn't-
masculinity is being threatened?
your wife pretty much wants you to be gay anyway, so.
Why? What the fuck? Where did you get that from?
Isn't that the thing?
No.
I thought,
Does
didn't
Ripley
she
know
say-
something I don't?
Does he know something I don't?
Didn't she tell you that she wouldn't mind if you were gay?
Oh,
As long
long
as you stayed with her.
Yeah, she one time said I don't care if you're gay, but you're not allowed to leave. I'm like, that's a little okay. That's not cool.
Did she really say that?
Yes. And I was like, I'm the opposite. I'm like, it's okay if you're gay. You got to tell me now though, and not when we're in our 50s like Elton John. Just we'll part now. And just let me go. She's like, no, I'll tell you later. I'm like, oh, all right. Zachy Quack.
I'll tell you later.
Zachy
When your life
Quack.
is over, I'll tell you.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Don't tell me when life is over. Tell me now. And I'll be okay with it. I won't be like Ross from Friends. Oh, I can't believe you're gay. Zachy Quack said, what in the world caused you to dream about that? I have no idea. I think it was one of those dreams, you know when you have those dreams where you wake up and then from the morning, but then you fall back asleep and you have a kind of vivid dream? It was one of those. Because these motherfucking neighbors this morning, they got the whole household together, 3 of them, they got out a whippersnipper, a lawnmower, and some sort of chainsaw fucking thing, and started doing the gardening at 8 a.m. in the morning on the dot. And I'm here like, fuck you! I'm Googling the local council's laws on when they're allowed to do that, and it's from 8 a.m. I'm like, yeah, fucks! I'm plotting, I'm in bed there, can't sleep, and I'm plotting how I'm gonna ruin their life. I'm like, I'm gonna email their real estate agent, because they rent, and I'm gonna get them fucking kicked out, and they're gonna be homeless, and which I think is totally justified if you If you take away my fucking sleep, I get to take away your fucking house.
That's absolutely within the realm of reasonable for waking you up.
I don't know if you're being sarcastic on it, but
someone's homelessness. That's absolutely within the realm of total justification for creating someone's homelessness to wake you up.
Yes, if you wake me up, I'll ruin your fucking life.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, I didn't actually email the real estate, but I thought about it.
You thought about it?
I thought about it, and then by the time came where I was in a position where I could do that, I was awake, and I'm like, oh, whatever. I didn't get out of bed until 1 in the afternoon.
So they woke you up at 8, but you didn't fucking get out of bed until 1?
Yeah, because Lila didn't get me out of bed. That's on her.
That's on
Yeah, you want me out of bed, it's on you.
As the
I'll make you homeless.
As the years go by, I feel more and more and more sorry for that woman. I really do.
Why?
Why?
Why would you feel like this?
Let me count the ways.
I feel sorry for her too. I also feel.
Or why don't you all go listen to the Lila podcast called "Listen to Lila"?
I'd happily do that. I'd happily be a guest.
Wait, what's going on with your new podcast that's coming soon? Have you told anyone about that? Or did I
Which
just?
one?
Did I just?
Which
one? Did I just
multiple.
blow a secret?
The one that's more likely to happen quicker is I hope he doesn't mind me saying I'm doing a monthly podcast with Davey.
That's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, so that should be interesting. We're making all the materials now for it, but yeah, hopefully soon it'll be a monthly podcast. But yeah,
what's it going to be about? What's it called?
It's called the Geek Star Podcast.
Oh, that's right. He showed me layouts for it. It looked really good.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to Diddy Kong. He fucking died. Oh, rest in peace.
Yeah, why isn't the pool party mukbang on here?
Because Rawman requested Diddy Kong in the background, and then as I'm setting it up, I'm like, wait a minute, haven't I seen Diddy Kong in the background of Cold One's podcast? I don't really watch that one. I'm like, someone's gonna fucking complain. Someone's gonna go, you're copying Cold Ones, which is the biggest fucking insult, because that's the last thing in the world that I'd want to copy. I'm kidding. The production quality of that was amazing.
I was gonna say, if I get to Sydney next year, we should do a Cold Ones type episode.
We should. Yeah, because you might be coming in January, is it?
I don't know, but I might be coming next year, as far as I know, maybe.
That's January. That's literally next year.
Yeah, but I'm not sure about January now. It might be later in the year.
Oh.
When's the LA VidCon? When's the American VidCon?
That's in June, so don't come here during that.
Okay.
Because I'm planning on going there. I've still got my American dollar bill somewhere. I've been very tempted to spend it a few times, because that's worth like $27 here, and I could use that a lot. But I'm hopefully going to know in December/January, I'll know, because I'm going to buy the plane tickets first, and the VidCon tickets. I'll buy those first, then for the next 6 months save up for the hotel, and then use my lucky credit card for all the expenditure while I'm there.
My lucky credit card?
It is my lucky credit card, because I just whip it out, and I put it on the thing, and it goes beep, and then money that I don't have magically pays for the shit.
That's the most Homer Simpson explanation of a credit card I've ever heard.
I thought you were going to say...
My lucky credit card.
I thought you were going to say Jesse. That sounds more like something Jesse would say. He just pulls it out. Beep. Where's Rawman? I've been telling him to come in. He's not coming in.
He doesn't want to be called a pedophile for no reason.
Zachy Quack says, you go to the US VidCon, but you didn't go to the Aussie one for shame. I went to the 2017 one, and it was shit. So then I was like, well, I could have gone to the one this year, but then it meant I couldn't go to the US next year. I'm like, I have to go to the US. I have to kick Ricky Berwick's ass. I have to see Augie as well. I hope Augie's gone. I want to kick that little shit in the head. In a nice way.
Augie's like 6'2"?
What?
Yeah, he's like 6'1", 6'2".
Then I'll bite his nuts off then.
I found that out the other day. He's like 6'1".
I'll have to bite his balls off.
There you go.
Yeah. I was going to bitch about him this week, but then the Star Wars leaks happened, and it totally distracted me because I forgot why he annoyed me this week. I like him, and I wanted to politely... Anyway, he would never see it because only my friends like you guys watch this, so anyway. I'm going to go to Dragon Rawman now before I dig my grave any deeper.
There you go. That'd be smart.
Hey, Rawman, how are you? I've missed you. Shit, I can't hear him. Oh no, there.
Hello.
Hey, there he is.
There you are.
There you
I
are,
was
you son of a
think of
bitch.
some witty catchphrase to say when I first came in, but I can't bother.
ShockMouths can't swim.
ShockMouths can't swim.
I love his laugh so much.
Now you've been off Twitter for a while, which is probably the best decision you've ever made. I can kind of hear myself.
Yeah.
He's
Right,
a
let me get some
smart man. That's why he has been off Twitter.
Yeah.
Top 10 smartest decisions of all time.
I think I went off. Was it 3 weeks? I went off in what was it, August? I was so happy by the end of that, and then I just got sucked back in.
Really though, because I recall you messaging me was like, "Want to come? I'm coming back." Because it was going to be longer than 3 weeks, and then you were like, "No, I'm coming back early."
No. I said.
I clearly remember that.
I said I'm coming back September/October. I came back September 1st. Pretty sure.
Came back in August.
Shut
I've
up.
got the receipts. You came back in.
Shut up. I came back in September 1st.
You came back on like the 18th of August.
My point is, I was happier. I was happier because I didn't have to deal with bullshit like, hey, here's a joke, and then Americans going, well, actually, that isn't 100% of the facts, that's only like 95% of the facts, so I'm not going to buy that joke at all, even though it was still a bad joke.
Well, it wasn't funny.
Shut the fuck up!
I thought it was. I thought it was
Fucking
good.
Christ.
I thought
Get a
it was
fucking
really good.
sense of humor, and then maybe we'll fucking laugh.
I actually laughed out loud to that, like properly.
Yeah.
Belly laughed.
Yeah, Ripley laughed, because you know why? He's Australian, he has a sense of humor. You British and American people don't have humor. I gotta drag Rawman back in.
I know. No. I laugh at British things all the fucking time. Australian and Brits have two different sets of humors, dude.
Oh, Gentleman Wolfpig's in the chat now. I was bitching about you at the beginning of the episode. You'll have to go back and rewatch. You no humor holding bitch. I think I've drunk too much. Fuck. So, Roman, how have you been keeping busy now that you're not on Twitter?
Oh, he said your godforsaken Discord keeps disconnecting people from chat.
That's not my godforsaken Discord. That's your godforsaken internet.
Yeah, Robin,
I
that's on
refuse.
you.
Okay, my headphones are not working. I don't know what to do. This is a pickle.
That's not my Discord, Roman. That's your godforsaken headphones.
True. I will accept that as a fact. Let me try to turn the volume down. Maybe that... You said you can hear it?
Yeah, I can't hear myself now.
Yeah, to keep busy, I'll tell you what, yeah, instead of going 2 hours here and there on Twitter, I've edited a video or write a script now. That's it. Instead of that 2 hours wasted on Twitter for no reason.
And
That's how I'm able to do videos regularly now.
And you got a new YouTube channel, but I see you commenting with your old one.
Yeah, I'll tell you what it is. I follow about 800 channels and I'm too lazy to change that over. That's going to take like 2 hours. I'm just like... Sorry?
I had 2 channels when I started the Ripstar channel. I had a personal one as well. And I spent literally a day transferring all my subscriptions over to the new channel.
That's what I've been hesitant of. It's so long.
I actually broke YouTube.
But I do plan to do it in the next 24 hours. So
yeah, YouTube was like, you can't subscribe to any more channels. So I had to subscribe to half of them one day and then wait a week and then subscribe to them
it's
the
a
next
process. It's a very long process.
What I did was, I just, when I started my channel again, I was like, I'm going to subscribe to everyone that I can remember off the top of my head. Yeah. Anyone that I can't remember, that I don't watch, gone. And they are. And then I would slowly remember them over time, but like, yeah. And it made the subscribe feed so much cleaner.
If I go to my subscriptions right now, yeah, I just subscribe to so much channels that I don't even watch half of them. Even channels like Young, yeah, you know him, he's like a journalist, gaming journalist.
Young, yeah, what? Is
Young,
that the
is that a gaming journalist?
Is that the guy that killed a dog? No, that's Ian Miles Chung. Sorry.
There's just, did he really?
He did. He
do
killed
that?
a dog. He inadvertently killed a dog when he swatted somebody, and the SWAT team came and they killed a fucking dog.
Do you know what?
Oh, Jesus. Did they really?
Yeah, and we all just forgot.
Well, Keemstar done the same thing, so
Yeah, I know. I was just thinking.
I don't understand why.
He did it with his.
On Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Christmas Eve is so much fun now. It's going to be 3 years now. Is it going to be 3 years this Christmas Eve since he tweeted, "I hit a dog. This sucks."
It died. Yes, it died.
That's
Yes,
crazy.
it died.
Yes, it died. I hit a dog going 70 miles an hour. Yes, it died.
He said that.
And that was a follow-up tweet too, wasn't it? That was the second tweet.
It was a follow-up tweet when we didn't have follow-up tweets.
Oh my god.
Yes, it died.
Yes, it died.
Someone should
Fucking idiots.
Someone-
Yes, it died.
get like a compilation of tweets and then have like a Shakespearean play and act it out, but literally just word for word tweets. Because it's so to be or to not to be kind of shit. Like, I just hit a dog. Yes, it died. And he's holding like a skull to represent death or some shit, like in Shakespeare.
Oh God. It should totally be like a Captain Jean-Luc Picard way. Like, I hit a dog going 70 miles.
No,
Yes,
he's
it
holding
died.
he's holding a skull, but it's got the drummer like cap on the skull, like a beard as well.
Oh my god.
I'm
Oh,
sad that
fuck.
nobody got it around my Kyle Sanderland's drama alert joke.
Yeah, what happened with Kyle Sanderlands? Where is he? What was he doing?
He's they've gone ahead with that really awful trial Kyle show, and
Oh,
basically-
yeah.
For people who don't know, Kyle Sanderlands is like a really controversial radio host in Australia,
Yeah.
and he's also the most popular like radio host in Australia.
Yeah, because he does weird shit, like, because, like, in live radio, I think they have, like, a 7-second delay or something like that, or 30 seconds, whatever. And if they push a button, it jumps from the delay to live, so if anyone says anything that the censors don't like, they press a button and it skips over, and then they can go to break and fix up and get the delay back. He doesn't like that, apparently. He doesn't like having a delay. And I remember this was in, like, 2011 or something. They thought it would be a good idea for a radio sketch or segment to tie up people to lie detectors. And in this segment, they put a 14-year-old girl on a lie detector and got her mother to ask her questions.
Oh no!
Yeah. And the mother asked her something like, have you ever had sex? And then I still remember the exact tone that she gave her answer. She goes, "Well, when I was 11, I was raped." There's this awkward fucking pause. And it's like, huh. And then Kyle just goes, "Right. Is that the only experience you've had?" It was like, holy Jesus Christ on a stick. And he got into so much trouble over that, rightfully so. But he's still on the air.
The thing is, which I learned from the Luke and Lewis podcast, which is a better podcast
Yeah.
than what
Thank
we're
you.
doing.
Thank you. Thanks, Ripley.
Apparently,
You're going to get fired.
you're not paying me, so I don't really care. Apparently, they're holding the network hostage because they rake in so much money for the network that they literally can't fire them because they make like $100 million a year for the radio station.
And how much are they getting paid?
$5 million, or Kyle is getting $5 million. I'm not sure how much Jackie is
Jesus
getting.
Christ.
Kyle's getting $5 million, but their total net gross is $100 million.
And they show video of, like, the room that they're in when they do radio. He looks like some fat little neck beard that they just got from a basement and just chucked him in there. He's like this 40, 50-year-old man who dresses like he's 12. I know I shouldn't say much, but yeah.
But he's doing a new show for Channel 10 called Trial by Kyle, and it's basically Judge Judy but with this guy.
Yeah, he's not even a real judge like Judge Judy.
And I watched some of it just because I wanted to torture myself. And he was literally getting up there, getting people to feel his muscles and doing all sorts of weird stuff.
What muscles? He's fat.
I was just sitting there and I was like, he really looks like Keemstar right now.
He is. He's Australian Keemstar.
Yeah.
Because Keemstar would have done that shit with the 14-year-old girl. This sounds really bad out of context. And no one would have given a shit. Would have done that stuff with a 14-year-old girl. Oh my god, I disappoint myself.
Yeah, I think we're delisting this one for sure.
No, Ripley, no. I'm a different person to what I was a year ago. I don't give a shit anymore. I know I'm not getting hired by anybody. You do.
I'm young. I've got a career.
Then go. Leave.
You've got hope in that one. Hey, ShockMouths, I've got a topic that I think needs to be discussed.
Okay.
Have you got the service called Uber in your country?
Yes, we're not fucking Ethiopia.
Whoa! Delist this episode.
Okay, does Ethiopia have Uber?
Mitch.
Does Ethiopia have Uber? Does Ethiopia have Uber?
Listen,
I'm checking right now.
Any comments on that. Listen, I refuse to make any comments on that because you're the same guy who would be paid to say the N-word.
Hold up. Ethiopia's Ubers are working with little internet, few smartphones, and no phone. What? Okay, so there's no... It's not exactly Uber, but yeah. This is what I'm looking at. Look what I'm looking at. Does that look like fucking Uber to you? No. No, it doesn't.
I'll put a screen.
Do they have wheelchair access to Uber in Ethiopia? Because Adelaide is a place that does not. Newcastle does. Adelaide doesn't. Adelaide is a capital city and it doesn't have wheelchair access Uber.
That's rude. That is rude.
That's rude, but. Sorry.
I guess most of the people from Newcastle are disabled anyway, so they wouldn't need it more.
You motherfucker. Oh, speaking of it. Yeah, sorry, go on.
Oh my god, I just saw the picture. I just saw the picture on the screen of the Ethiopian Uber.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Those cars all look the same but different. It's like Grand Theft Auto when you have the same glitches.
Yeah,
all of a sudden all the cars are blue with white top. So, do you have Uber Eats then? Yeah, that service.
Yeah.
Do you have a service within Uber Eats where you can courier share?
With a service within Uber Eats where you can
courier share.
No, what's that?
Google it. Search it right now. Google like Uber Eats courier sharing. It's what it basically is so let's say your next door neighbor ordered Uber, Eats.
Yeah.
And then you can tag along for free onto that delivery.
So it's an Uber Eats within an Uber Eats.
I don't understand what you mean.
Sorry,
you're sharing an Uber Eats with other people. But hang on, I've seen my Uber Eats driver has sometimes gone and dropped off food at other people on his way to drop off food to me.
I think that...
Yeah,
that's what you're talking about. Or I didn't get a fucking discount for it, did I?
No, you don't get a discount, but they get a free delivery on their Uber. Yeah? That is the most dangerous service ever. I'm telling you that.
Yeah, because they they eat the food. They've done it. It happens.
They've done
no, it hasn't.
It has.
80% of Uber drivers actually eat their food, their customers' food. Like they still
80%.
Yeah. They've been recording a video too.
How do you figure? How did you quantitate that?
Yeah, how do you prove that?
There's news articles which reference studies all over the place.
There's fucking
one of two things happened.
Frogs and
the idiot confessed, or someone counted the chips by hand.
No,
that's what either happened.
They confessed anonymously.
Then they're not telling the truth.
Oh yeah, I think I heard about this anonymous survey.
Why would they not tell the truth?
Why would they lie? Why would they lie and say, "Yeah, I eat the food"?
All collectively lie anonymously because that would just hurt the business, which is their business.
There's video. I've seen video of the Uber Eats driver right at the front door. Someone's security camera. He's dipped his hand and he's just fucking eating. Which I don't know why you would do that at the front door. Actually, did I dream that along with my split dick?
Yeah, that's pretty dumb.
Yeah, that's
what I'm saying. It doesn't make any sense. So he's eating at the phone. He's That's what he's doing at the front door. He's like, I'm sorry for eating your chips.
He's
here's your delivery.
He's just eating a couple of chips like on the way there, like stealing chips.
So he,
like,
I'll tell you, I'd do
the
it.
plastic bag. He opened the plastic bag, undone the knot, looked in the bag. Ooh, some chips in there. They're not gonna notice.
like you.
I'll have a little chicken nugget while I'm at
In
it.
Australia, a lot of people do that when they're picking up food for other people that they know. Like if like your friend is picking up food for you, they'll steal chips.
Yeah, I do that all the time.
Yeah.
Every single
If
time.
the chips are open and you're...
Yeah. Every time I go to pick up dinner, I take chips out of Lila's chips.
But
And then I keep the full one.
Oh, another thing that bothered me recently. This is the more important one. Two things that bothered me recently. Both of these are just as important as the other, but one is way worse. Yeah?
Yeah.
So I was in I'm not going to say the supermarket name. I was in a supermarket, and in this supermarket, they've got open pastry section, yeah?
Mhm.
And I saw this, I'm not going to be rude. I saw this godforsaken shrimp, stupid trash girl, about 5 years old. Yeah, about 5 years old, licking her finger, licked the pastry, tasted it, and looked at the dad. Yeah, and I'm just like, even if I stood there and started watching. I normally don't do that sort of thing because I'm not gonna look at some family with their little girl.
I normally don't watch kids, but this time I did.
I had to. I watched it. I was like, nah. I just imagine that.
Why is that a recurring theme of this episode?
That worries
Ramen
me.
was just fixated. Ramen was fixated
Honestly.
on the 5-year-old of what the hell was going on. He was fixated on the pasta and the 5-year-old.
Honestly, she licks her finger, licks the pastry, tastes the jam on the pastry,
Yeah.
does it a second time on another pastry in the same thing, kept on doing it on all different pastries. And I'm thinking, when is the dad going to stop her and say, listen, you don't do that. That's unacceptable behavior. That's bacteria.
That's a very British thing to say.
That's disgusting.
That's unacceptable. That's a very British thing to say. I got that from
And
Superman.
the parent didn't say anything to her?
He didn't say nothing. He didn't say anything. And he watched her do it at least 3 times. And I'm thinking, at what point do you say that you don't do that?
Okay.
When do you discipline your child to say no?
But Rawman,
you don't do that.
Rawman, why do they have open pastries?
It's hard to explain.
Are you kidding me, Mitch? Are you out of your fucking mind?
Why isn't that behind glass? Put that shit behind glass.
God. I would lose my shit so fast.
Yeah, but why? Like in Australia, at all the shopping centers I've been, pastries are behind like at least plastic.
Glass.
Like,
Yeah, no. I wish that was the case. I wish, honestly, it's hard to explain because
what's wrong with you, British?
I don't think a lot of people understand that is a problem. Like they don't understand flies, sneezing. They don't understand all that sort of stuff. So a lot of people don't get it. So when you're saying to me, why is there no thing? Only some places, the premium places have that. The cheap places, they don't care.
A premium pastry place. Roman, do you know how many premium pastry places we have here? None. But they've all got protective shit over the pastry. Well, actually, what is a pastry? Just so we can get on the same page. What do you mean? Like a cake? Or like a sausage roll?
Listen, I've always said to people, I'm not a scientist. I don't know what...
You don't need to be a scientist to want to know what a pastry is.
It's like a croissant. It's like
a croissant.
Bagel.
How am I supposed to explain the texture of a pastry? I don't know what it is.
Like, is
I don't know how to make it.
Like the stuff that's on sausage rolls? Is it you talking about sausage rolls?
Yeah, the stuff on the outside of the sausage rolls is a pastry texture, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a croissant. It's like a croissant.
Yeah, like the croissant flavor. Yeah, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they also have donuts there, that sort of thing as well.
Why isn't that protected?
Bakery.
The only thing that we have that isn't protected is like fruit and veg, and even that you mostly peel that off, unless you're crazy and you eat an apple without peeling it. Only psychotic people do that.
Wait, what?
Peel your apples.
I don't actually listen.
You peel apples?
If I can, yeah. That's what that's what peelers are for. That's what I do.
But
Isn't
that's
it
like the
optional?
most nutritious bit is the outside of the apple.
Yeah, it's also the bit that little kids and shit have like touched.
Yeah,
and
but
stuff.
you wash that.
Yeah, Twiz Fizz in the chat says pastries being out in the open offends me. It offends me too. It offends any normal person with a working brain.
No, so
Yeah,
another
but
thing
it
that bothers me.
doesn't. But you don't like allow your kid to go around and like lick
exactly.
their finger.
That's
and
the thing.
Their
But that's the thing.
fucking finger on the goddamn pastries.
You don't know if
That's
other
the
kids
point.
have done it.
But that's what I'm saying. Each parent should be responsible for their own individual child's action.
Thank you.
Monitor them.
Yes,
Monitor them.
absolutely.
I don't know if you
If
guys
you're
know
not
this,
looking-
but there are people that have sex that aren't responsible. That's why they make these kids that shouldn't exist, because they're not
Yeah.
responsible. And then you think they're going to become responsible? No, they're going to continue to be
No.
irresponsible, and then they're going to
then
touch the
that-
pastries, and this is how you
Okay,
end up
okay.
with pastries
Again,
that have been fucked with.
Again,
Because
again,
these
that
people don't know how to wear a condom.
that
Calm
explains
down,
most
Mitch.
of the population in Newcastle.
I don't even like pastries. I'm pissed
Okay.
off.
That
Okay,
explains most of the population in Newcastle, again, is what Mitch just said.
What?
in my Trailer Park Boys video, yeah, I mentioned about people when you're getting judged on something, like let's say you're doing something in private that's cringe or it's weird, socially unacceptable, you don't care. You just do it. You just do that thing. I'm not even going to give an example because we all got weird things we do.
What the fuck are you talking
Unfortunately-
about?
Unfortunately, Mitch does them all in public. Pop figures, weird little mushroom lights, weird little mushroom lights and stuff like that. Yeah.
What's wrong with
But
the
we've all got a
mushroom
little
light?
thing. Okay, what's wrong with the mushroom light?
Nothing's wrong with the
What's wrong
mushroom
with the
light.
ego? What's wrong with the ego raptor MAGA hat? What's wrong with
Oh
all
shit!
that?
I forgot to put it on.
No!
Roman,
I forgot to wear it. I knew I forgot something.
Roman,
Why you got
can
some
please-
like a Commodore 64 keyboard in the background? What is that?
Oh, that belonged to my uncle. I've got to try and fire it up. He's still alive. Don't worry. I don't. That made it sound like I
Okay,
stole it.
I
Or
thought you were trying to make me feel bad. You're trying to make me feel bad. just then.
No.
I almost felt bad for a second there. I was like, oh my god.
No, he just gave it to me. He's like, you can
Actually,
have
the
that.
background is weird. You've got a Soviet flag.
Yes.
It's like a tablecloth.
Because I'm left.
Yeah.
I'm left wing, and that's what left wingers do. Apparently, they have
Wait, hold
Soviet
on, what-
flags. I've got to counterbalance the Margot
Listen,
looking hat.
guys. Listen, I've got a channel that can turn anyone right wing. It's so entertaining. Yeah.
Are you
heard
trying
of it? Have you? No, honestly.
Are you trying to
will be
convert
laughing at
me?
Every single one of those videos and agreeing with them. It's so funny.
Are you
Have
trying to
heard of
convert
what
me, you
those
little
guys-
bitch? This is just part of your grand plan to get me to say the N word, isn't it? Today, you're becoming right wing. Tomorrow,
No,
you're saying the N word.
I'm not right wing myself, but every single one of their videos, I'm agreeing with them and I'm laughing with them, and I'm just like, these guys are killing it.
Which
Have you
one?
heard of the Hodge twins?
No.
I have. I haven't watched much of their stuff, but I have.
Okay, they've got a channel called Conservative Twins, and it is hilarious. So funny, so funny. They talk about like political topics,
Yeah.
all the sort of things that you see in the politics, but the more
That's
right wing things.
That's the same with me and Count Dankula. Like, I know he's not. But
Yeah.
I disagree with him on some of the things that he
But
says
it's so funny.
sometimes,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
he's
yeah.
hilarious.
I'm like that with him. I'm
Exactly.
like that with Dankula and Dick Show. I
Yeah.
disagree a lot with Dick Show, but he is funny. He's fucking
Yeah.
hilarious.
I don't know who that is. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
No, that's the thing is, yeah, these right wing people, they don't care. They just say what's gonna come to their head. They're like, I'm saying it.
See, that's
it's
why.
funny.
That's why I said Superman's cum would be really strong earlier. It came to my head, and I'm like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna say it."
Yeah,
Hey,
you have to go for it.
a year
You have
ago,
to go
I
for
would have
it.
held that back. And what happened a year ago?
Yeah.
I
Fuck
sat
off,
here.
Alex.
Hey, thanks for subscribing, the Bunny Bon. Thank you.
That's why
A year
Friends
ago,
of
I would have
Bodies-
held that back, and we would have had silence.
That's why
It would have
Friends
been
of
boring.
Bodies is amazing,
Exactly.
because
Isn't it more entertaining? Isn't it more entertaining when you don't know when someone's just gonna drop a fucking N-bomb? It's not happening, by the way.
Exactly.
This is
I don't know if they're
It's
gonna
not
do it.
happening.
Like that's the good thing. The good thing about YouTube is you don't know when someone's about to ruin their career and end up homeless.
It's
You
not-
don't know when it's gonna happen, but it can happen.
It's not happening. This isn't a Jesse Hammond live stream.
Yeah, he would drop. But see, he'd drop it, and like no one cares because we know he's gonna say it. But you don't think I'm gonna say it, so if I
Yeah,
do,
but the thing, you don't know. You don't know
I'm
if
not
ShockMouths is gonna say it.
No,
But when
I'm
he
not.
does, and if he does, he better be getting paid $10,000.
so make sure you come back every week, Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern Australian time, the regular Eastern time, not the stupid Queensland one where they're currently an hour in the past right now. Explain that shit.
Stupid.
Should we even bother trying to explain that shit to RAWMAN and Paradox?
No.
No.
Geez,
I don't wanna
I
hear
don't
it.
even really understand it.
The entire
But,
East Coast right now is on one
Sounds
time
stressful.
except for Queensland because of daylight saving. But then when daylight saving goes away, Queensland rejoins us and we're all on the same time again. Like, you take a flight from Sydney to Brisbane or Gold Coast, it takes an hour, and so you leave at 9 a.m. and you land at 9 a.m. because of the fucking time zones. Anyway.
Oh, another thing that bothered me, I wanted to say.
Yep.
One of my friends made a little joke video. He's like making a sandwich in a video, yeah?
Yeah.
And in the middle of it, he licks the knife and then dips it into the peanut butter. And I was just like, what? I was like, that weren't part of the joke. That was legit. That was for real a thing he done.
Oh.
Yeah, but if you're living by yourself, then I'd see it. If you're living...
Wait, was it you who replied to me? That's exactly what the person said.
No, I didn't.
That's exactly what some random person said in the comments to me. They're like, oh, if you're living by yourself, that same thing you just said. And I'm just like, is that really a thing?
It doesn't
No,
matter if
listen.
you live by
Okay, I'll tell you when it don't matter. I'll tell you when it don't matter. When you have a bottle of like Coke or something or a beer and you drink the whole thing in one go.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
If you drink the beer or anything and you put it away, that's when the problem is there.
Yeah, because you might get
That
visitors.
The bacteria has time to grow.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying.
Ooh.
The bacteria has time to grow. If you're just backing it in one go, do your thing. I don't care.
The Queenslanders are invading the chat. Someone do something. Someone get.
What does that mean?
How do I put it? Roman, it'd be like if the Scottish invaded normal England. And
Well, you mean more.
I don't know. The people in the north. The people from the north are coming.
No, I think because if you got the north, Scotland people are cool, but there's a bit in the middle that's a lot less cool.
Well, that's Queensland. That's Queensland. All right.
Should I tell my really
your how you fucked up story?
My lecturer.
Oh yeah, just before you do that, quickly, I almost nearly fucked up this week. You reminded me with the knife, right? It was this morning. I had like one of those really sharp knives, and I had to wipe shit off it, and I like wiped it on my wrist to get the shit off.
Oh
and then I realized,
my god!
I realized, wow, I nearly suicided there to clean a knife.
I am gonna get a call one of these days. And it's just gonna be from Lila, and she's just gonna say, "So, Mitch is in the hospital."
Yeah, you're gonna get a tweet on my account, and it's gonna be from Lila, and she's gonna go, "This is ShockMouths' wife. He committed suicide, but it was an accident." All right.
Wait, so what happened?
So yeah,
You
Ripley.
wiped the sharp part of the knife on your wrist.
Yeah,
Or was
to
just
clean
like-
it. To clean it, yeah. Like, I did it, like, on my wrist and then went down near the yeah. Anyway, I wasn't thinking.
Not the brightest bulb in the box.
No, sorry, Ripley.
No.
How did you fuck up, Ripley? Was it worse than me?
Well, it was kind of my fault and kind of my lecturer's fault. So I am in college currently.
Yep.
And I'm
In a relationship with a lecturer.
No, shut up. God damn it. I'm studying film and television. And on yesterday we were in the TV studio and we were practicing a segment. And my lecturer was pretending to be Graham Norton, and
So he's pretending to be gay.
He had people pretending to be Arnold Schwarzenegger. And then the next day we were talking about random stuff, and then he just suddenly, like, we weren't even talking about what happened yesterday. He just suddenly brought up how Schwarzenegger sounds like the other word, and then he said, "Yeah."
You told me that, yeah. You were like, my lecturer said the N-word.
Hold on. Just to clarify, you're saying he was randomly goes, I just noticed something.
Yeah.
This word sounds like this, and he said both, and he said it.
Yeah, he said it.
And she goes,
Schwarzer N-word. Hey, that's Adelaide for you.
No, he said what makes it even better is that he's British and he like has a really strong British accent.
Oh god.
But he said
Oh man.
Said that word, and he said it again. That word is really offensive.
Yeah.
Take it
Really?
the wrong way.
He said it to 18+ students.
Yeah, and then
Guys, in case you didn't know this word, it's very offensive. Please don't say it.
Don't
Why?
say the N word.
At
It's
least.
very offensive. Very.
and then he tried to dig himself out of the.
He tried to dig himself out of the hole.
Yeah.
Did somebody film it, or did it not get filmed?
No, it didn't get filmed. But he
Why
tried
weren't
to
you
dig
guys filming?
saying
Yeah.
because we were in shock. He said a lot of
We
words.
were in shock.
He said a lot of words can be misinterpreted. Like if I say, if
Please
I
don't say it.
I was gay at my son's wedding, then that could be misinterpreted. So
What?
Okay, hold on. There's a lot to unpack here. Not
Yeah.
really. But if you say I'm gay while
Did
you're
you
at
just
a
look down
wedding,
when you said that? Did you just look down and went, not really?
people don't. I know what he means. I know what he means, like gays and happy. But nobody since the 50s has meant it that way. It's only one way,
Yeah.
and it means something to do with penis.
Yeah.
but
Sorry, not something. A lot to do with penis.
I don't even see how misinterpreting a word even relates to the previous word that you just said that we weren't talking about at all.
Okay.
So yeah, I
You know
just
what?
started laughing out of the sheer awkwardness of the situation, and I had to leave the room for like a good 10 minutes. So I just
Oh, no.
Had to
10 minutes
leave
of
the
my lecture.
room.
Because
You
I was-
excused
Oh,
yourself?
I couldn't control myself. I was just like, what the hell is going on?
Oh god.
He literally excused
He said it
himself out of
3
the room.
times,
Should-
and
Yeah.
he obviously doesn't think that there are any people of that ethnicity living in other countries.
Well, they're definitely not in Adelaide. Are they? I imagine Adelaide is like the whitest shit ever.
It's not.
It's not.
So
Oh.
did your class not have any black people or anything in it like that? Any
We
mix?
did. We've got 2.
There was 2 there.
We've got 2.
What did they say? How did they feel about it? They felt uncomfortable.
Everybody just kind of lost it because
British people are pretty racist. British people like to think we're racist, but they started this shit. They sent their most racist people here. And anyway, yeah.
Watch it.
Should
Yeah, ShockMouths, I asked earlier on.
Yeah.
Did you see that video where the worker? It's not even funny. I don't even know why I just laughed. It's just because I could imagine you watching it and they're making a stupid animation or something.
Yeah.
Did you see that video where the
Don't
woman
give me
made the
any
disabled
ideas.
guy jizz in his pants? Did you see it?
What?
Forced him to jizz in his pants.
Like
the
abused
worker
him?
abused him.
And this is
and
a
he's in
video.
wheelchair.
And this
there's
is
a
on video.
and it was
And you
really
watched it.
bad. Well, it was years ago. It was years ago when
Why
this.
are
when
you bringing this up?
Listen, I've watched a lot of fucked up videos over the years, but I've never
Yeah.
thought in this moment right now that I should bring it up.
Yeah, no. Do you know why? Because earlier on, it was earlier on when you said something about disabled people won't in a wheelchair
Yeah.
after the
They
Superman
usually
thing.
are. Yeah, they usually are.
Yeah, it was that. So
I have a disabled friend. I got a card to say that. I got my pass. I can say that. They usually are.
Yeah, I should
I think you should watch that video. I think you should search for it and watch it.
I'm not
Get some
watching
inspiration.
a disabled person not only get abused, but be forced to jizz and cum on a live stream.
Why do you word things like that? Why do you say things like that?
Because that's how it
Why do you
happened.
Why
talk
did
like
you?
that?
No. Hold on.
That's
the
what
fuck up.
happened.
Why did you add cum to that?
He said, because he said jizz. That's what jizz is. It's cum.
No, he didn't.
That's what it
Why
is.
do you talk like that? Why do you have to say things like that?
He just said that the guy peed his pants.
You're like someone getting prosecuted in court, and the court's like, well, he did this terrible thing to someone, and then the defendant's like, oh, why'd you use words like that? Oh, because that's what you fucking did.
Why do you... He decapitated him, drank his blood. Why are you saying those words? That's literally what happened.
I've been trying to segue into the Rise of Skywalker trailer. I just fucking can't. I can't do
you know
it.
what?
Because
you
you
know
keep
what?
talking about jizz, cum, and disabled people.
Have you heard of a channel called Robot Head?
No. But you know who has a robot head? C-3PO! C-3PO has a fucking robot head. Alright, I'm gonna put the fucking trailer on now.
Robot Head's a Star Wars channel. I wasn't trying to do some other stuff. I was trying to help you get to segue to Star Wars.
Thank you. All right.
I don't believe you.
Bro, but it's a good channel. It's a pretty good channel.
If he doesn't complain about Star Wars, we're never gonna hear the end that he didn't fucking complain about.
Exactly. All right. So Rey's running like she usually does. She just runs, and then she jumps because sometimes she jumps, and then she climbs because sometimes she climbs.
So tired.
He's not screaming Rey yet, but he will because that's all he does. Rey!
You're being one of them guys. We're not alone. ShockMouths, you're being one of them guys.
What guys?
The guys who unfairly criticize the trailer that is just not that bad.
He's not criticizing.
I'm not.
He's telling us what happened.
Oh,
I'm just telling you what's happening.
Okay.
Okay. Now we got a room full of white people looking at the pimp, who is Billy D. Williams, playing a different character. He's playing himself.
Okay, you didn't have to say that.
He is a pimp.
Hey,
Shut up.
John Boyega's got dreadlocks. I just noticed that. Little ones.
Yeah. That's the only shot of her in the whole movie, and it's not her fault that her character sucked. And anyone who bullied her, I don't like them because it's not her fault that her character sucked. I'm talking about for the people that can't hear her in Discord, I'm talking about Rose, but you already knew that.
Fight if we lead them.
I can hear the trailer. We can hear it.
Good. Some ship. Now, this planet. Oh, by the way, the spoilers I was talking about earlier that I accidentally saw, I'm not mentioning them at all. Anything that I say is I'm going off other things like speculation. So it's speculated that this planet that the Death Star is on, I think it was even officially confirmed by Disney. I don't know. But apparently it's not Endor. It's another moon of Endor. So like the forest moon of Endor is a moon that goes around the planet Endor. Well, this is another moon because they don't want to ever go back to the original planets for some fucking reason.
I wouldn't know what the fucking Endor was anyway.
You know what? Instead of going back to the original planets, we're just gonna copy them exactly.
Yeah. We're gonna. So we got this ice-looking thing, which looks like the floating island from Sonic. Hopefully, Knuckles is gonna be there. Star Wars Episode 9: The Rise of Skywalker, and Knuckles.
Long have I waited.
So the Emperor's for some reason been sitting around for so long, and then his shit comes out of the ice. I don't know how anyone survived under the ice baby. So we got that. The Millennium Falcon flies in with pretty much J.J. Abrams went and said to the concept artist, the concept artist said, how many ships you want? And J.J. went, yes.
Coming.
I stole that joke, and I don't care. I heard that somewhere, and I'm like, that's fucking great.
Your ice baby joke, man. That was bad.
I'm doing this on the fly. I didn't prepare a thing. So,
I'd rather you be racist on the fly than boring jokes.
What are you doing there, Chico?
so this gay robot's gonna die, probably. Is that what you prefer, RAWMAN? Some homophobia? You prefer homophobia? Yeah. They're gonna retcon that.
Embarrassing, cringe, ice baby jokes. Literally, people should be unsubscribing right now.
They should be.
5 subs.
I think this is the most viewers we've had in a long time, so this is the best time to say the worst material.
To say the N-word right now is it.
Yeah.
That is it.
So
it would be the pinnacle of your career. Say it now before it's all over.
If you want to get at least 10,000 subscribers, say the N-word and own it.
I'm watching the Star Wars trailer. Shut up.
I'll do the joke I did a year ago.
Now I'm getting bullied by the same weeble. I didn't come on this podcast for that.
No, I'll do the joke. I'll do the joke I did a year ago that someone got upset by, where I was like, could you imagine if I said something like, could you imagine if Winnie the Pooh was a gangster? And he went something like, what's good, Tigger? Someone fucking hated that. And they tried to...
Not your best work.
Thank you. I'm not saying the N-word, but I'll say, what's good, Tigger? Tuh! It's with the tuh! Don't fucking cancel me!
Please don't cancel it.
Now, if you're new here, this is pretty much how it goes all the time. So if you like this... Yeah, what?
Welcome to the podcast and the stream, everyone.
I don't understand why Rogue One, was it Rogue One or the solo movie? The solo movie.
Yeah.
Why did I get hate? It wasn't that bad, was it?
It wasn't that bad, no. I think it was more because Episode 8 sucked and it came out too soon after that.
What happened in Episode 8?
Shut up.
Yeah, what happened in Episode 8?
Shut
Let me
up.
remember.
It sucked, okay? It sucked. Anyway.
No, but why?
Okay, why? Okay, I'm going to explain why, right? The casino scene with the horses sucked. But however, let me fucking finish. But if these horses in this trailer here are the same horses from episode 8, that will kind of justify having them in episode 8. Because John Boyega was like, hey, I know how to ride those horses. I rode them in the last movie. And I will use them to ride on this fucking Star Destroyer. The story lives forever. They're gonna make a new one in 10 years.
It still wouldn't make it up. It still wouldn't make up for it in episode 8.
They're gonna make more
Kind
Star
of,
Wars
but not
movies,
really.
But this is the end of this saga.
Yeah, anyway, that's basically all there is in the trailer. I'm not even going to finish watching the rest of it. Anyway, so I've already got me tickets. I'm going to go see it at midnight, Australia time. Normal Eastern Australia time. And then afterward, I'm going to try do a live stream from my phone talking about it with no spoilers. So hit subscribe if you want to fucking see that.
I love how you guys crap on Adelaide, but we never have to buy our tickets in advance because there's like...
Hang on. Oh, okay, hang on. So... you think it's a good thing that you don't have to buy your tickets in advance? You think that somehow makes you special? No, that just means that you're not populated. That means you're a little country town. Are you even having midnight sessions over there? Yes. Or you don't have a workforce that could cope with opening the cinema at midnight?
I mean, I can't go to the midnight.
Oh, here we go. Because you can't get in because of your wheelchair? Is that what you're gonna say?
Oh, your compassion is fucking overwhelming, Mitch. Jesus Christ.
No, it's just...
God. Remind me to fucking call you if I need something. Fucking unsubscribed and block.
I'm sure they have wheelchair access at my cinema.
Like, I'm sorry your granddad died, and now at least you don't have to wipe his butt anymore. That's what you said, basically.
What are you, fucking disabled?
Yeah. Your compliment was so backhanded.
You need a wheelchair?
That's not what I meant, guys. You know that.
No, that's how it went. It sounded like that. It sounded so bad. That compliment was
Ripley,
the worst backhand I've ever seen in my life.
Have you just tried not being disabled?
Whoa! Whoa!
It's a joke.
It hasn't worked very well before. I have tried.
You know what? If I was...
I fell over pretty much straight away.
If I was disabled and a kid, that's what I would have done when I was a kid. I would have gone, no, I can fucking do it, and then I would fall on my face.
Mind over matter. Yeah.
Is that what you said you did, Ripley?
You do that now. What do you mean as a kid? You do that now.
I do try that sporadically, and then I end up just becoming disabled.
Oh, Jesus Christ. We've gone for well over an hour now. I thought we weren't going to last 15 minutes. Thank you, guys.
I thought that's your 50 minutes of fame is over. You've been cancelled. You've basically done racism, homophobia.
Like, I haven't done any of it.
What phobia towards disabled?
Ableist.
Hey, Roman, did I say the N-word? Did I say the N-word?
Basically, but in another language. You put a T on it.
I did not!
The same thing.
Yep.
But he is a Tigger.
Yeah, but my point is this.
Saying that.
Tigger is a Tigger.
Okay. If you're being homophobic, but you don't use a homophobic word, you're like, oh no, I didn't say that word. I'm using a different word. I put a different letter at the front of that word.
I would say the homophobic word though. I'm going to say gay. There's nothing wrong with saying the word.
No, but that's
gay.
not homophobic. That's the script. That's a description.
Okay.
The F word would be the homophobic.
Oh, I'm not saying that word either.
Yeah, but then you imagine saying that, but you change the letter. You're like, I'll put a P at the front of it.
You know what my favorite? You know what one of my favorite British TV shows is? Taggart. Taggart is a good show.
That is basically you trying to be indirectly homophobic.
But Taggart's a good show. Taggart.
But indirect homophobia is still homophobia.
The Taggart show was so good they continued it even after Taggart died. The actor died and they were just like, fuck it. Keep going on with this Taggart.
I would just like
this Taggart be hot.
Whoa. Whoa. Okay, that one was bad. That sounded like
it's a real show.
No, that sounded like you meant something else. You meant something else with that one.
It's a real show. It's a real show.
My soul was like,
I'm going to prove it. I'm going to tag it.
My soul was like,
1983.
Did you say the word?
Tag it. It's still going. Holy shit.
He meant it, Ramen.
He meant it. He actually meant that.
Tag it.
I'm with you on that one. He meant it.
Tag it. Oh no, it finished in 2010. Sorry. It went, and the main actor, he's not even on the list here, the guy who played Taggart. Because he died so long ago.
Right. Look, you don't have to keep saying the word now. We get it. You're like that teacher from that
I'm being
episode.
I'm being genuine when I say it was a good show.
I haven't seen it. I don't think I've seen it, to be honest.
I just want to say that every minute the episode goes on, I can feel like my chances.
Your what? You can feel your did you say you can feel your testicles? You cut out there.
Whoa!
He said I can feel my and then it went.
Career.
Oh, it's just we're talking about gay shit, so like it just would make when you say when you say when you say and it cuts out, it's like my brain will fill it in, will autocorrect it to testicle.
I've got a Soviet flag. I'm left wing. I'm so left wing.
Mitch is playing Mad Libs in his own fucking head, and he's like filling it.
As I was saying,
I'm wearing a pink shirt. I'm allowed to be a little gay.
That's not pink.
He's totally playing Mad Libs by himself.
I don't even know what. I don't know what Mad Libs is.
Filling in the blanks as he goes along.
It is pink. The light. Mitch doesn't have good enough lighting to show it is pink. It is pink.
Lovely.
Someone burped and it weren't me.
One other thing that I've got to get out there. So remember Shockomania from last year?
Yep.
Yeah, deleted episode.
The deleted. Okay, for those who don't know what it was so I did it.
It never happened.
Okay, but I did this really long stream.
Exactly.
In late December 2017, did a really long stream. And then a year later, I was like, we should do that again, but we'll call it Shockomania. Last year was Shockomania. That year was Shockomania 1, then we did Shockomania 2 last year. Immediately after we stopped that stream, it went for about 6 hours, I accidentally deleted it. It's gone forever. And then I was thinking the other day, should we even do it? And then I was like, yes, we should. And we should up it, and it should go for 12 hours. 12-hour Shockomania. December 28th.
And then you delete it.
No, we won't delete it. No, I'm not deleting it. No, I won't be deleting it.
But what are you going to call it? Shockmania 3?
Yes.
You can't.
Yes, I can.
Because where's episode 2?
It's gone. It's deleted. You can watch episode 1. You can watch the first one. That's still around.
You should call it Shockomania Part Do.
That's what you should call this whole show.
Oh my god. Alright, thank you for listening, everyone. If you're listening on iTunes, tweet us at ShockMouths with shit. You're not gonna. No one's fucking listening. Anyway, this was
a mistake. I wish I never.
You wish. Well, you can go. I can fire you. I'll do this by myself. I'll play Mad Libs by myself.
He will too, Jesus.
I'm gonna make an animation and it's gonna have the Tigger character in the show tag it.
Oh my god.
And then he's gonna.
This must be what Jackie O feels like.
I'm not even saying anything bad.
Yeah, you know what you mean. That's the thing is, no.
I literally mean.
You know what you're doing.
No, I don't. Roman, do I look? Roman,
I didn't need to run that person over. I just drove my. God, my headphones fell out.
Do I? So he can't hear me? Put your fucking headphones back in. I want you to hear me when I say this. Are your headphones back in? Your headphones are back in? Roman, do I look like fucking someone that knows what the fuck he's doing?
That's true. Okay, you know what? You just paid the insanity and it paid off. You paid insanity.
But you have had 12 years of practice, so you should know it by now.
12 years of what? What have I been doing for 12 years?
Nobody knows. Not even you. Whatever it is you've been doing is what made you look insane.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Has anyone got any other final things to say? Don't call me racist. You've already said it.
Thank you, everybody, for coming. Thank you, Ramen, for being on.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming back, Ramen.
You,
Genuinely did miss you. You make these things 10,000 times better.
It's enjoyable, man. I had a good time, but I'm sweating so badly.
And thank you, everybody in the chat, for being here. It's good to see y'all.
Yeah.
I know that there's been quite a few people that haven't been here in a while, and so it's good to see everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, the Geek Star podcast coming soon.
Yeah. All right.
It will hopefully be a little bit less of a disaster.
All right.
I hate this new song. Why did you change the old one?
I
gone to this.
I paid money for this song. It cost $100. I paid money for it. Yes.
What?
No, you
yes. You've got to be kidding me.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming, everyone. Patreon.com/ShockMouths. I'm being serious. Check out Patreon.com/. Oh, fuck everybody. Anyway, bye.